Hey everyone, this is Kate coming to you from my art space today to talk about a process I love to do at the end of the year as a tradition, which is making vision boards. So I will show you some examples of what vision boards can look like, but first I would just want to talk about the process of what they are and what they mean. So creating a vision board is a really good way to get clear on what your intentions are for yourself in the future, in the coming months, or even the coming years. It's sort of like a visual process of setting goals and intentions for yourself so that you really kind of dig deeper and understand more about what you want in your life, what you want to bring into your world, and helping kind of through the art therapy process of imagery to see what that looks like and to get a good visual imprint in your brain so that when it comes into your life in day-to-day experience, you can recognize it and hone in on it and bring more of it in. So for this project, you'll need a board or a piece of paper of any size of your choosing. I like to work with larger pieces of board or paper for this just to give me lots of space to have my visions come to life. The one that I'll be showing you today is a size 18 by 24 inch, but I've also done smaller boards and differently shaped boards, circular or even oval shaped boards. So you'll need a board, you'll need some scissors and either glue sticks or white glue, and you'll need some images. So you can either work directly out of magazines and just kind of cut images that appeal to you that way. The way that I like to do this is with a pre-cut box of images. So this is my pre-cut box of images. This has taken me years to compile, and it's like a 15-year depth of imagery in here from all different kinds of magazines like National Geographic or pop culture magazines. You can even swipe the magazine in your dentist's waiting room and use that. So it's not important that you have images that have any particular kind of content when you're cutting out images. It's just nice to have a box in your art space so that you don't get caught up in reading the articles in your magazine and forget about your intention of creating art. So the way that we'll use the images today is the content of the images isn't always important for your vision board. Sometimes it is. If you see something, for example, like these tomatoes, this might represent a healthier diet, or maybe you really love tomatoes and you haven't eaten enough and you'd like to have more tomatoes in your life next year, or you'd like to have a garden that grows tomatoes, then this is your image. This could also be metaphorical, and it could be thematic in a sense, which is really what I like about vision boards, is that they help to bring the concrete and the abstract together. So with this image of a watch, the concrete would be, I want to put this on my vision board because my watch broke and I need a new watch and I'd like to have a nice watch. The more thematic or metaphorical context here could be, I'm going to put this on my vision board so that I can bring into my intention my meaning of time and how I use time in my life. This could be an indication of wanting a more kind of concrete sense of time, not being late. It could be that I want to make more time for myself. Whatever the image means to you, allow it to be projective. So you'll want to collect somewhere between 15 and 30 images maybe, depending on how large your board is and how you choose to space out your images. You may choose to have your images close together. You'll see that this is the style that I use when I make my vision boards and my images. Some people like to have more space so that they can really see their images distinctly on their paper. There's no right or wrong way to do this. It's important that you create a vision board that feels good to you, that doesn't feel chaotic or too full. Remember that you really want to choose imagery that is kind of what you want in your life. This is your time for alchemy and manifestation and bringing into your life where you're noticing there are deficits, or if you feel like there's excess and you want to find balance, this is a place where you can have images that hold that intention. Or even if there's something that you want to release, you can include that on your board for your intention for letting go of whatever that means to you. Try to stay away from images of things you don't want and focus more on the things you do. And then after I work with my images, I like to source from this other box, which is words that I've collected from the same magazines. This is a wide variety of words and from a lot of different contexts. I don't always use words when I work with collage in art therapy. Sometimes they can be a little bit too defining or too concrete. But when I do vision boards, I like to incorporate them with the images to help bring the images to life and sort of clarify some of the intention. So you can choose how many words you want. Some people don't use them at all. Some people really love using words. It's up to you. So with the combination of your images and your words, allow yourself to just sort of play with them on the paper, placing them, see what feels good next to each other, what feels like it might be a theme, or what balances something on the page. Just allow yourself to have an open mind and let go of expectations, and really remember that there's no right or wrong way to do this. Okay, so I'll show you some examples now. The first one I'll show you, this is actually a vision board that I just made for the coming year, 2021. So this is a pretty big board, as you can see. This is 18 by 24 inches. And I like to organize my vision boards thematically. So what we're looking at here is, this is kind of like the theme of rest, relaxation. There's a piece here about being home because we're in quarantine with COVID-19. So, and having, the flowers and the blooming. The imagery is just really, it's about family. It's about looking at yourself and your mirror and your reflections and seeing who you really are. I have some stuff here about work and healing, being able to see my clients with clarity and compassion, having creative expression, friendship. So these are just some of the themes on my board for this year. And it can get pretty varied. And so as you can see here, my style is I like to use a lot of images and a few words, and I like to have them all close together, kind of puzzle pieced in this way. This is only one style. So I'll show you another style now of what it can look like to have a different type of vision board. So of course I'm using the artist's permission as I'm sharing this. These are not my vision boards. So this is another example of how a vision board can look. As you see here, this artist chose to use more words and more space. So just notice the way it feels to have more spaciousness in the imagery and to not need it to be so crowded. This is the same size paper, but the amount of space between the images really does make it feel different. And lastly, I'll show you what a smaller board looks like. So this is another individual exploring. There were 3 different topics here. This side over here represents health, wellness, and fitness. This person is hoping to bring more of that into their life. In the center, you'll notice a focus on partnership and love, hoping to attract that and sustain that. And then lastly over here is an intention for travel, adventure, and some work-life balance. So as you can see with these 3 examples of these vision boards, there's really no one way to do it. And it's a fun exercise to just try different modalities and just explore what it feels like to consider that you can design your life and that perhaps you do have some say of what kind of interaction you have with your environment and with your day-to-day experience to really draw to you the type of life that you want. So I hope this was helpful, and I would love to hear some about your vision board experience. If you want to leave some feedback in the comments, or if you'd like to drop a line to me directly on my website, which is kateking.org. And I look forward to seeing you guys again. Take care.